you think this country just has an infatuation with violence? Is it celebrated too much? Is it given the wrong impression?
Little boy still pushing big wheels. I stack my money, lay low and chill. Don't need to work hard, that's the way I feel. I feel like this is the way I live. Little boy still pushing big wheels. I stack my money, lay low and chill. Don't need to work hard, that's the way I feel. I feel like this is the way I live. Little boy still pushing big wheels. I stack my money, lay low and chill. Don't need to work hard, that's the way I feel. I feel like this is the way I live. Little boy still pushing big wheels. I stack my money, lay low and chill. Don't need to work hard, that's the way I feel. I feel like this is the way I live. Baby boy, I done done it again. I'm riding fly with the whistle in the Mercedes Benz. 22 wanna ride with the ladies in. Red Bull, Grey Goose, not a ladies pimp. Now we going through our thing under a shaded tent. And they don't question what I say, cause I'm a ladies pimp. See this little right here, this fellow got stripes. And I was gonna represent my railroad for life. Money in my pocket, but I still act tripe. While in the club,
Celebrities, we had some celebrities, rappers throwing concerts to support the founder of the Gangster Disciple. The gang that started out in Chicago. Larry Hoover's released from prison.
Kanye West and Drake buried their long-standing rivalry last month in the name of Larry Hoover Sr., the Gangster Disciple co-founder who's currently serving multiple life sentences at ADX Florence Prison in Colorado. To seal the deal, the two rap stars have come together for the Free Larry Hoover benefit concert at the Los Angeles Coliseum on Thursday, December 9th. The show promises Donda listening party level design and top-tier performances. Kanye West and Drake's performances will be live-streamed on Amazon Prime Video and in select IMAX theaters across North America. Amazon Prime subscribers are able to watch the concert for free via Prime Video, Amazon Music, and Amazon Music Twitch at 8 p.m. Pacific time, while those planning to catch the show at a participating IMAX theater are asked to purchase a ticket.
Does our country as a whole, at this moment, have an infatuation with gang culture or violence in itself? I know these are the movies that sell the most. The action movies where people getting killed. Some of the most biggest celebrities in our country have been people that have killed people. You think about your Jeffrey Dahmers, or you think about some of the mobsters that we talk about. These names are easily recognizable. John Gotti or Al Capone, or some of these guys they make movies of and write books about. Do you think this country just has an infatuation with violence? Is it celebrated too much? Is it given the wrong impression? DOC, what you think? We're coming up. Do you think the United States is infatuated with it?
No, not really. I think you infatuated with it. But no, not America. And I think people like the old mobster movies and Godfather movie, but infatuated? No, I don't think so. I think sports and people are more infatuated with who's gonna win the Super Bowl than the next gangster movie or Crip or Blood. That's all played out. Larry Hoover, is he still living? I didn't know nothing. I didn't think he was still alive. But
he is.
Like I said,
he's serving 2 life sentences, and Drake and Kanye raising money to try to get him out or doing something, awareness or something. But why I gotta be infatuated with it? Where'd that come from?
Because you're bringing it up. They got all kind of other topics we can talk about. You want to talk about gangsters?
All right, moving on.
I'll touch on it. I'll touch on that one because I just feel like that was funny though.
Got you, G. You see? That's how I be wearing about the dominoes. You can't take the lick. Can't take his lick. But yeah, what you think? Man, I hate to say it. It ties into what we just finished talking about on a real level. The innate attraction or desire for violence. I mean, you could even take it in the latest example I'll give you right now is with Yellowstone. That movie, that's an extreme drama, but it has a very high rate of
violence, death. It's about fighting. I mean, it's all still involving the sinful side, which, to answer your question, is about the gangster lifestyle. That has always been a part of man. Like, that's an attraction to us. We set, like they say, sex sells, violence sells just as much. And it's usually the 1 and 2. It's a 1-2 punch right there. It's either gonna be sex or violence.
But that's all Hollywood. That's Hollywood pushing that on people. They pushing them gangster. They pushing all them. They pushing that.
Hollywood couldn't push it if nobody watched it, Doc. Everybody can turn it off if it wasn't tuned in.
They got an agenda.
Hollywood couldn't do it. Hollywood would make cartoons all day if nobody wanted to see nobody.
They all got it. I couldn't see the agenda, but now I see it since I'm woke with it. They got an agenda to push this out there on people.
Stay woke.
Yeah, Doc. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I agree with you 100%.
It's like Yellowstone. Yellowstone is playing on you might not think it, but it's got a captive audience, and it ain't just you watching Yellowstone. A lot of these truck drivers be talking about Yellowstone in the break room, and all that. But that's that violence. If they wouldn't have violence in Yellowstone, would you watch it?
A love story with Beth,
so we would watch it because it's about cowboys, but
violence,
but it definitely wouldn't have the ratings. One of the biggest shows for the past 5-6 years was Game of Thrones. Somebody died in Game of Thrones every Sunday. It would come on. Somebody died, and that's what you would talk about all week till the next one came on.
I didn't watch one Game of Thrones. Am I the only one that never watched
Sopranos? Sopranos was all about gangsters, but they was murdering.
They might have they might have one whack job. Yeah.
No, man, the mafia is all about whacking. You talking about they had
the mafia is about family, man. They go to church. The priest was at Tony Soprano's house praying to them. There wasn't nothing to do with violence and all that.
It's about the family. What they do, they whack people. Keep it, you know what I'm saying?
So you think America has a violent infatuation?
Yeah, I just think that there's an infatuation with the gangster lifestyle.
Okay, good. So it's not just me. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Kabiz, what you think?
And for me, I wouldn't say it's an infatuation. I would say it's kind of like, it's intriguing. It's entertaining. You know what I mean? Like they used to say, baseball was the pastime. It's something people will watch, and it's okay. This is what I want to ladies. Difference between murder and like justified killing. Like if somebody break in your house and you kill them, that's one thing. If you just go out into the street and kill somebody, that's a different situation. So like on Game of Thrones, if it just came on and it was just somebody sitting there stabbing somebody over and over again, you wouldn't watch it. It'd be horrific. You're like, I don't want to see that. But if you see like a dude do something and he, you know what I mean, he like an asshole or you don't like him, and you see him get killed, then you kind of like, oh, okay. Or like one thing happened, I think at the beginning, the main character, like one of the main characters got killed, and it's to shock, like you say, it's to shock you. Hollywood do shit to get a certain emotion. And it's like gangster movies. I think like America, Al Capone, so like he say some of the biggest celebrities is criminals. Jay-Z, 50 Cent, you know what I mean? They went to jail, but they like pop icons, you know what I mean? Like Al Capone, you know what I'm saying? John Gotti. I don't think it's necessarily the violent side of it. I think it's the money side. It's because they was doing that, breaking the law, but making money. Killing people, that was a part of it, but that was just a part of it. That was the point of it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's like Goodfellas, all of the mafia movies, the Italian mafia. The point of that is that they was rich doing that. You know what I'm saying? It's like they was in America because like they had came from Sicily, whatever, came from Italy, and it
was organized crime. And that's like completely different.
Poor.
Like in The Godfather, they came, they was poor, and then that's the gangster movie. The Godfather, that's the #1 gangster movie. How they rose up and became rich like that, but they had to kill people, they had to go to war, and like you say, that tapped into that animalistic nature, but they did that to get rich, and I feel like that's the point. I don't feel like it's the gangster necessarily the violence part of it. I think it's the money part of it and what they like Al Capone, John Gotti, because they was rich doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But that go with anything. Anytime Donald Trump, prime example, people infatuated with him because he rich, he got money. You know what I'm saying? LeBron James,
Donald
he's
Trump a
known
gangster
for basketball, but he rich. You know what I'm saying? That's why his fame is there. I mean, I wouldn't say it's an infatuation. I would say it's like entertainment aspect, but I think it's the money part of it to see how somebody do, how they living there, because they not living. You know, generally most people go to work their job, make X amount of money, whatever they do, live their life. They wasn't doing that. You know what I'm saying? They breaking the law, number one, when it won't shine, selling drugs, what have you. But then on top of that, they rich. You know what I mean? Like Tony Montana. It ain't the fact that he was killing people. It's the fact he got rich and bought his boss's man. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's a money ploy. Like everything.
Sure it is. Hollywood wouldn't be there if they didn't make money. And again, those violent movies that they put out wouldn't be there unless people tuned in and watched them. Whether or not people watch them to see if they can get away with it, or whether or not they make money while doing it, I think they doing it because of the simple fact they tuning in because of the simple fact violence triggers something on the inside. On the inside, it triggers something. Like we talked about, that innate want to sin or that innate want to get away with something that we know is wrong, but we do it anyway.
But why can't we put a mandate on Hollywood? They putting a mandate on the vaccine. Why can't we mandate these movies coming out of Hollywood with agendas?
Too much money. See, they making too much money out of Hollywood. They can't quarantine. They got to get on set.
Yeah, you got to look at the influence that Hollywood has, though, Doc. You know, the point I'm trying to make by bringing this up, man, is the things that influence us, the things that enter these windows that we looking at each other with right now, the windows to our soul, our eyes, the doors to our soul, our ears, the things we hear and the things that we see influence us in a certain way. Now, you know, Calvis, you talked the part about money. Jeffrey Dahmer ain't had a dime. Jeffrey Dahmer was able to commit murders in California, and when even after he got caught and convicted, he had people that was worshiping him while he was in jail. Granted, that is psychotic, but it was going on. The celebrity of violence in this country, I think, is a problem. How we address it, I think we watch what we put in our eyes, we watch what we put in our ears. I like the best of them. Sit down and watch Yellowstone and talk about it the next day. You know, does it have an influence on me to go out and want to kill somebody? No. Do I like to watch it for entertainment value? Absolutely. But does somebody else watching it think that might be okay? Well, John Dutton and them get away with it. Let me try. You know, you never know what that's putting out there. You know about the agenda, Doc. You talked about that. You brought that up. You mentioned it about the agenda that they pumping out there to our youth and whoever is gullible enough to intervene in that type of activity. I think it's tapping into something that's there. Now, if you're not led by something else, if you don't know or haven't been taught the right way to do something and the ways to go, not to go about life living that way, then that won't affect you probably. But I'm telling you this, we're seeing more and more violence, and it has a reason for it. We're seeing more and more. Every day somebody is murdered in New Orleans. It is not a single day. I get the New Orleans news where I watch it. It's a violent place. This stuff didn't just come about. These things have been ingrained in people. This lifestyle that they live has been something that they've learned to accept, and that it's a part of them now. And not only is it a part of them, it's a part of everybody who they're influencing coming up behind. It's nothing new. You know, America's been violent since they came. Since they poisoned the Native Americans, since they brought the Africans here in slavery, since ever it took, America was getting it done through violence. It's tapping into something in us, something inside of us, and it's not going in the right direction. And we can't deny it. We can't just say, "Nah, that's just you." They see it that way. It's a fact. Violence is a part of America, and the infatuation with people tuning into it. Why is football the most popular sport in America? It's the most violent sport. Ain't nobody getting concussion in baseball. Ain't nobody playing basketball getting the ratings. This is the highest rating viewership in America. Is the NFL.
Hockey more violent. Man,
you could watch 10 hockey games and not see a fight. Hockey is not more violent than the NFL. Hockey is not more violent than the NFL. You might say they let them fight, but at the same time, it's not more violent than the NFL. It's a reason why the NFL is the most watched sport on Sunday. They want to see the big hit. They want to see somebody block get knocked off. And when somebody gets hit hard, they replay it over and over again. And
not anymore.
It
used to be. Not anymore. I gotta disagree with you.
What's the most violent sport in America?
You can't have helmet-to-helmet contact anymore.
Motherfuckers can fight.
They watch football.
You can hit somebody as hard as you want to. If you start fighting, that's a penalty. That shit ain't no penalty.
Yeah. And you gotta pay money out. You gotta pay money out your ass if you gonna fight on a football field on live television. I think they watch it now for touchdown, like Odell Beckham and Tom Brady.
People want to see somebody get hit. They want to see violence on the field. Now you're not talking about no gladiator shit. Nobody gonna take off the helmet and go to duking it out.
UFC and boxing.
Like the guy in Arizona had to be
UFC and boxing don't come on every Sunday though, dog. That's a whole different level of this.
Yeah, but it's the example. I agree with you on the violence. The best example of the rise to stardom is out of sports in America is the UFC though. That's the violence that everybody want to see. That's the violence that has catapulted them to the number one sport. Even though it's not shown every Sunday, it's not as reoccurring. That the reason it is what it is in today's society is because of the element of violence, like the gladiator days. I mean, even in the gladiator days, that was the sport. They ain't play football and they ain't play soccer. Because remember, soccer is the number one sport in the world. Football is only in America. But in the world, soccer is the number one sport.
I'm specifically talking about America. That's what I'm talking about. That was the question. Why is it an infatuation with America? Some people don't see it that way. Some people just think that's one demographic that sees it that way. I think it's definitely something that America influences people with. Violence. And like you say, sex too. Sex sells just as much.
Yeah, you were born with dirty hands. Yeah, you a plowboy, and you're thinking silly, boy. Just trying to make you understand. Yeah, you a plowboy, and you're thinking silly, boy. Just trying to make you understand.